What's going on, Bills fans? This is Bills the Latest. I am your host, Michael Korn. We are brought to you by FanArc, and we're in a position again, ladies and gentlemen. Do you remember what happened the last time a quarterback gave Josh Allen praise? His name is Tua. Where is Tua now? Fighting for a job. Fighting for a job. Have we heard Josh Allen come out and fawn all over Bo Nix? No. No, we haven't. Are we going to? No, we're not. We have the difference maker in Josh Allen. He got Bo Nix before they're about to play him saying how much of a generational talent Josh Allen is. And he is. But why in the hell are you giving him all the props when you're about to play him? What do you think that's going to do? Soften him up? If I'm on that Broncos team, I'm like, well, do you not believe in yourself, Bo? Can you not live up to that? We haven't even stepped foot inside of Mile High yet, and the other team is already praising Josh Allen. Drake May almost lost. Yes or no, Drake May was better than Bo Nix this year? Yes. The Broncos' offense is putrid. Putrid. Everything is average there, except their defense. You take away their little elementary style offense, which we'll be able to do, because Bo Nix isn't going to be able to throw into this secondary. And it's almost like he's already waving the white flag. Like, oh man, here comes Josh strolling on into Mile High. He's going to let us have it. And you're right, he is. He is going to let you have it. I just don't understand why these athletes come out in praise of one another. Sure, behind closed doors, like if you're talking to the guy, absolutely. But this is such a bad look for Bo Nix if I'm a Broncos fan. I'd be like, well, why are we talking about Josh Allen? How about we talk about how we're going to beat Josh Allen? So I repeat, love the fact that 17 is already living rent-free in the Broncos' head. Already. And we're going to see what happens when Sean versus Sean, baby. A little McDermott versus Peyton. A little Sean on Sean crime, if you will. Now, I would say probably most people would give the nod to Sean Payton because he's won a Super Bowl. He's been with multiple teams, done a lot of good things. He won with Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks at the time. Bo Nix is not one of the best quarterbacks at this time. He's not. Nobody left in the AFC is a probably barely, besides Drake May, sniffing into the top 10 of QBs. So I'm real interested to see how McDermott shuts down Peyton on the offensive side of the ball. Because McDermott has been on fire lately. He has his team clicking on all cylinders. It's just going to come down to whether or not the big guys make the big plays. And that's where the nod has to go to the Bills. It just has to. You have number 17. There's only so many defensive plays you can draw up. But as soon as he breaks out of that pocket, there goes your scheme. Scheme is gone. So this is huge for both. I would say a little bit more for McDermott. Because if he goes out, beats Sean Payton, he's starting to really put his foot in the ground and saying, I'm not leaving Buffalo. This is my team. I'm going to finish the job. That's what he's doing. That is what he's doing. And I think just like Josh, he is coming into this with a chip on his shoulder, folks, with an absolute chip. And that's where I think having number 17 is the true advantage, But we have to establish this run early. Because if we don't, then we're going to be reliant on our wide receivers and all of that stuff. Which, again, I think we will make the big-time play when we need to because we have Josh Allen. But at the same time, if we can establish that run early and just deflate that defense, the game could be over early. I personally think if we go over, call it 80 yards in the first half, rushing the football, game's over. Time of possession will be on our side. It'll just all be lining up nice. All be lining up nice. And Cook, man, he is your star player. Besides Allen, he is the other superstar you have on the offensive side of the ball. Get him the football, even if it isn't rushing attempts. Hit him in the flat, hit little outs. Just get him the ball. Get him the ball, let him get his feet wet, let him get going, because then he can take over the game. Can absolutely take over the game. And I think, again, we established that run. This is going to be a fun one for the Bills to watch. But let's get into the meat and potatoes, because this is our last day before the big game. Last day before the big game, folks. Broncos are finally favored by 1.5. Over-under at 45.5 is they're expecting it to be the second highest scoring game this weekend, with the Rams and the Bears being the highest. But I think if this thing comes down to a lot of points, it's going to be all on Buffalo's end. I don't see the Broncos putting up a lot of points. I just don't see it. I don't see how they can air raid attack Buffalo. I really don't. The only way will be through a play action, getting lucky, having a couple guys get open. But I think our main thing is going to be, can we break their defense with our rush? We do that, it's going to be very hard for the Broncos to win. Very hard. That's why. All right, I'm going to do it. He's going to do it, folks. I'm going to do it. Bills by a touchdown. Bills by 7. Josh, Sean, the defense. So many players and coaches on Buffalo's end are so sick and tired of hearing the noise. They're looking to silence everybody. And once they silence everybody, the rest of the world is going to hear Western New York roar, like Katy Perry says. But I just think Bills by 7. It's going to be, I think it's going to be one of those games that looks closer than it actually was. I feel like Buffalo's going to be in control the whole time, but Denver's going to somehow keep it close with a couple fluke plays. But Buffalo's going to come out on top, I think, by 7. But that is it for this week's Bills Latest. Hopefully on Monday we were talking about a W, folks. Anyways, enjoy your weekend. Let's go Buffalo, baby.